All right, hello. So we have another troubleshooting lab here about, and this one's themes about summarized routes. If you don't know what, if you haven't watched the other one about static routes are being manual routes that we do on routers to direct traffic to between networks. Summarized routes are essentially groups of those static routes um into a more broader range. So, and for this lab right here, our goal is to have router 0 ping to router 3. And we can first of all test this by going to CLI, enable, show ping 192.168.30.2, which is actually the interface IP on router. We'll go ahead and test that. And I mean, it's not going to work. This is a troubleshooting lab, but generally 0% right here, 0% success rate, so it's not able to ping. All right, and we could do a trace route to see, but right now, first things first, we're gonna go ahead and see um what's actually run in the config, right? And actually, since this is about summarized routes, we can actually do show IP int brief. It shows us the interface, and if it has an IP address, it's manual up. As far we can see, all of these actually have green triangles, which mean they're all up. So this is not looking like it's an issue. For the show run command, we're gonna use a pipe command. Pipe is essentially, if you don't know anything about Linux, pipe is basically taking the commands output of one command, right, and putting it into another command. That's essentially what pipe is. And another command, include, is basically Control F. If you use Notepad before, Control F is basically find a specific text, find the next text, find the last one, whatsoever. Find whatever block of text you want to try and define. Include is basically that. So in this case, we have show run with the pipe command, which is, I actually don't even know how to say it. This whole horizontal line on the keyboard, actually it looks like it looks like this, or actually it looks like this, and then the second text under is this. It looks like this on the keyboard, right? And um, what you want to do is use that command, do include and do route. So this what it does. It shows us basically what routing, or what any static routes, any dynamic routes, no dynamic routes, any static routes or sunrise routes are actually in any of these routers, right? So this one we have IP route 192.168.0.0, 255.255.255.0, and 192.168.10.2. So right off the bat, I would say the summon mask here is actually wrong, because we actually have two octets right on this network address here occupied, but our subnet mask is actually wrong. It is not set to it. It's supposed to be a /16, not /24. So what we can do is, we can actually first of all copy this command. All right, go in configuration mode, conf d, do no, which what actually removes the command, and paste it, enter, right? So now if we end and then we go back to it, it does exist. There's no output, that means it doesn't exist, right? Now go back to configuration mode, go scroll up, and actually press up to the command, remove the null, and actually change the subnet mask on this to .0. 255, which is /16, .0.0, that, and write memory, save our config, right? And theoretically, we should be able to ping router 2 now, or router 1, sorry. Yes, we can. If the first one fails, so it's because it's a skill packet tracer, it's a simulation, but the next one is 100%. So we got that done now. So this one is configured, right? And example for like a sunrise route before I actually continue further. So let's say we have a IP route of this, right? We definitely have seen this before. And this is where we're doing if we're doing a router 0. So we're trying to reach the network of 20 dot 20 and then a network dot 30. You would have to do this IP route. Now 30.0, same thing. Uh this is what you would have to do. These are the static routes you would have to do in order to actually reach both networks dot 20 and dot 30, right? Sunrise routes will actually what they do is they make it much more of a broader because this is way more specific because if let's say we have a 40 right dot 40 it would have worked, it wouldn't go through any of this because it's actually more specific, right? But if we did 192.168.0.0, and that means any number and this number, because dot zero is basically any range from 0 to 255, right? And this one, in this case, if we do like dot 20, it'll go through. Dot 30, it'll go through. Dot 40, it'll go through. Up to always 255. And it's actually completely scalable, right? So in this case, since there's only two octets actually being occupied here, it's going to be a /16 subnet. So it'll be dot zero. And then whatever the next hop or the next step is, in this case, it's actually 192, that's 168.10.2. That would be how we would do it here. Okay. So that's generally like how sunrise routes work here. You basically group these static routes and make it a much of a more not more of a specific route, but more of a broader specific route. If that makes sense. Okay. So that's router 0 is already done. Router 1, let's go in here and enable. Let's see if this is actually right. 10.2 000 10 20. So this is so far it's looking good. Do show run include with the pipe command and route. Right, dot 0.0 255 255 dot 0 22 and that 20. Actually, this looks right. This actually looks okay. So theoretically, if we should be able to ping router 2 from this. Yes, we can. And before we continue, I want to write this down. So router 0 had the wrong subnet mask for the IP for that directed to change to 255.255.16, right? Router 1 completely fine, and then and and theoretically, if router 1 is fine, it can ping router 2. Router 0 is gonna be able to ping router 2. No, it actually cannot. Okay, so that's probably where we actually gotta see what's wrong with router 2. So router 2, right? Let's go check. Right, enable. Alright, show IP brief. 20.2, 30.1. So far, it looks good. Right. Protocol status is up. Protocol's up. It is up. Right. So let's see with the show run command route. There's nothing. Do it again. Turns nothing. So that means we don't even have a route to begin with. So what we're gonna need to do is actually add a sunrise route. In this case, for this one, uh, for this one, uh, if they you have to imagine if data is traveling from, so we're trying to reach router 3, right? So the data is traveling from 10.1, 10.1 is going to travel to 10.2, going to travel to 20.2, travel to 30, right? Then backwards, we're traveling from 30.1 to 20.1 to 10.1. So essentially, this line should be the next hop for this one would be 20.1 since we can already ping 20.2, right? So we go and oh, 92.168. That's 5.92, right? And right memory. So in theory, this should actually fix our issue. Uh, this should actually fix ping in the first place. Yes, we can. So now we can ping it. So router 2 didn't even have a route in the first place, right? Router 2 didn't have a route. So now router 0 can now ping. Bring this back up. Router 2 didn't. Router 0 can ping router 2 now, right? So now, the final test actually is can it ping router 3? Probably not, but let's see. No, definitely not. Move this to the other side. Router 3, let's check actually the config on this one. So first, see if the interface actually IP address is set properly. Want to see show run just to make sure the mask is correct. Now I would say the Shadow mask needs to be correct on all of them. So far, our ping is actually good. So that means it's actually correct. And let's do show run include routes. Okay, so this is probably where this is where it's wrong. So see this route would work for .20, right? But it won't work for .10, and just because this is a more specific route. We need a more broader route if we want to actually include .10 that well. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna copy this configuration mode, no type no, and then paste this command. So now it removes that line, right? And then we're gonna do another and or IP route 0.0.0 255.255.0.0 remember slash right, and then this command. So now to end right memory. Now we should be able to ping router. Uh, yes, we can. And router 3 should be able to ping router 0. Yep. And that's it. So, write this down. Type this down, sorry. Router 3 and a more specific change to IP. So, and going out to. So, that's about it. We actually can do all the simulation mode. I'm going to do that. Run this ping command terminal here. Third, right? Click. You can see reach this router 3, right? Back. And now you have a check mark right here. All right. So that's about it. That's about the whole lab and stuff. Both have their own uses, and I would say, let me actually I show you. I believe it's show route. One command I mentioned. It actually shows you. Give me 1 second. Okay, actually, I figured it out. It is show IP route. There we go. So now it shows basically this routing table here. This is the routing table. It shows you everything. The codes here actually have basically what each and every what it means. So this is the static route we actually created or corrected on router zero. Router zero already had one. We just corrected it. So this is actually the one that we created, corrected, and every single one of them they would actually have it. So this one is S, meaning our static one, and this is our sunrise one. C right here is meaning it's directly connected, and L is meaning the local. Just this is these router zero and router one are actually wired together. If we were to go to router three and do the same again, so IP route, as you can see, it's the same thing here. But this one is directly connected to 30.0 and 30.2. So yeah, well that's about it about this whole lab right here. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's about it. Peace and have a good day, by the way.